Hello and thank you for watching my video. Welcome to episode 23 of my leveling challenge, and today is the final part of the level 60 personal story, which is actually one of the longer amount of personal story you get at level 60. It's all to do with the Lion's Arch, the combining of the orders. And so, having got defended Lion's Arch from Zaitan and Zaitan's invasion, we need to take back Claw Island. So what you're actually going to get here is a quick briefing that takes place. Again, this is in the old Lion's Arch. You can see this is what LA used to look like. And so this is where you get the meeting of the orders, and they decided to combine forces to take out Zaitan. Obviously the Lion Guard have been beaten back, and all the orders know that Zaitan's a threat to all of them. And so what they're going to do, they're going to combine together, and we're going to go and fight Zaitan. And so, as you can see, we're back in Lion's Arch, the newly revamped Lion's Arch. And so, this is the Battle of Claw Island. So let's go in and we'll carry on our story, Retribution. Obviously, this is kind of Retribution because we're getting back at Zaitan, maybe also for the fact that we lost Tybalt. And we start off on one of the boats with all the Navy, all the forces there. And we actually have our group of force ready to go and take them out. So this is a cool little bit. Being a member of the Derman Priory, we actually have Agent Zot. We have to escort Agent Zot to the signal tower. Now, Agent Zot, although he's an agent and he appears to be a member of the Order of the Whispers, well, he is a member of the Order of the Whispers. He's pretty proficient in different types of technology and explosives, and it's his job, as we have to defeat some undead. His job is going to be to redirect the lighthouse and to transform the light into some sort of weapon, which is actually going to blast open the gates that will allow us into Claw Island. So here we go. Our main job here is to escort Zot to the top of the tower. And for me, he's one of the more colourful characters. I enjoy his dialogue that he actually has, particularly when he's actually up at the tower and is reconfiguring it. While you're defending him, he comes up with some great lines that's really enjoyable, really humorous. And he's a great little character. And this type of people, I think that this is the big disappointment from the Guild Wars 2 personal story, was the fact that this type of character, they were spread over so many. I mean, you didn't really get to develop an attachment to a particular group of individuals. The only one that you really get to develop an attachment is your mentor, and obviously your mentor passes away in each instance. But it would be great to have had a few more acquaintances that we knew, but because obviously you're going from 5 races into 3 orders into the Pact, it's very difficult to actually develop the relationships with these types of characters, which is hopefully what they're going to rectify in the Heart of Thorns expansion. So what we've got here, this is the defense, and you'll see in the bottom left, he's going, oh, whoever created this tower's circuitry was a total moron. Oh, is the Priory? Oh, sorry about that. No, that's brilliant. I love that. For me, this is the favourite line. Only a few more seconds. Anyone have some gum? Never mind. I just love that. It's brilliant. Anyway, so we get to the defeat, get to blast through the doors, and we're going to go and clear out some Risen. Generally fighting, it's pretty bog standard, nothing spectacular. And here we go. This is the, you can see it turned, and boom, the doors open, and then you'll get the armies rush in, which is a pretty cool sight actually, seeing all these forces run in. Kind of reminds me of World versus World, where you got all these, you don't see any names above them. It reminds me of that sort of thing. So here we go. We're going to progress down. This is Claw Island, and we are going in. So we've got the Lion Guard. That's actually Lion Guard Apatia, who becomes a member of the Pact. So we're going to escort Trahearne. We've got 3 areas that we have to defeat and give control to. And again, doing this so many times, it is rather tedious at the 18th, 19th time of asking. I get knocked back there with my rifle. But yeah, again, there's nothing really that I need to talk about in this sort of thing. I would look, these episodes, I try and talk to you guys about as much as possible. But there are times when it is pretty difficult to actually come up with stuff to say when you've done it so many times. And it's just, this is just a fight. So here we go, the 3 that we have to take out. We have some Hylic, we have some Crate, and then we have a few more veterans that we have to take out. Pretty important, you know, it's vital to take some Condi Cleanse if you've got it at this point, because you do get overloaded with a lot of poison by the Hylic. And then the Crate aren't too much of an issue, you know. There's a clever way to do it if you can actually push the veterans out and you can actually cap the rampart quickly. But again, this is just it's. So there we go. That's what I've done. I've knocked him out, and I'm back in. So we're killing him, and you know, a really quick way to actually defeat them. So there we go. Simple as. So there we go. We're going to move on to the next rampart. So we've done 2 of them. We have a final rampart to complete. And again, this is slightly more tricky because there are a lot of veterans, and these guys do hit hard, and they can knock you down. Because especially if you've got a lot of veteran brutes, because you won't be able to get back up. They'll keep knocking you down. So you want to be wary of that. But overall, this isn't too much of a challenge. Again, I've knocked them out. And then you actually have to clear the courtyards in the centre, which we have a huge amount of packed soldiers. So you can almost AFK, and it should be okay. But there are a couple of times where a few veterans will be able to hold off their own, or hold their own, and the packed forces won't be able to defeat them. Or what will happen is you'll get the one vet that will be able to kill a few pack members, and none of the other pack members go towards him. So you can't complete the AFK. But again, you're in that position where the packed forces are very, very, very strong. Again, I keep calling them the packed forces. They aren't the packed forces in this episode. They are actually still the 3 orders. But at the end of the episode, you will become this is the Pact. So that's why I'm referring to them as the Pact already, so that you guys know what I'm talking about. And after we get the courtyard, then we're going to get to fight Blightghast, the Plague Bringer. So this is again, look, you can see here you get these risen abominations that will follow you down. But there are a couple of vets that stragglers that are, you know, we haven't quite killed, and they will just prevent you from capping the courtyard. So there we go. I'll shoot him away, blast him, knock him back. So there we go, and here he comes. This is the main bat. This is a tricky fight for some of us. So as you can see here, we've knocked him, you know, the Pact have fired and then brought him down. He does have a really long fear that can actually knock you out the instant. It is pretty annoying. They have expanded the map on the sides a little bit, but you can get knocked out the map. It has happened to me on occasion. You can see this huge fear. And if you're standing in the wrong position, it can send you directly to the west, and that will knock you out of the instance. And it is a really frustrating thing. It's about an 8-second fear that he puts on you. So you might want to take some Condi Cleanse. Be aware he does have some huge amounts of poison. Again, I'll get knocked down, but you can res off the undead grubs. So there we go. So that's a bit of a warning to you. You just don't want to stand too close. Again, he's got that fear on me, so am I gonna get off the edge? Yep. So that was lucky because he ran out of fear on me. But again, it can be a, you know, if you're standing fair amount away from Blightghast and in the wrong position, you can get knocked out the instant, and you don't really want that. As an engineer, you know, there are times actually when you don't actually have to do anything. If you left it, overall, you know, it'll take a while, but Blightghast will get killed by the pack members. So you can AFK in this fight. Again, I'll get feared. Pretty annoying. But we're going to kill him down. We are lowering him down. We've got a lot of pack soldiers killing him. He's just a bit of a frustrating guy. It's a lot easier if you've got a heavy DPS character, rather than the hodgepodge that we've got here. So there we go. We've recaptured Claw Island. Defeated Blightghast, and this is where you'll get, you know, these guys are actually going to talk about becoming the Pact. So here we go. We've got to check in with the 3 Order Commanders. And then we actually go up and talk to Traherne. And we have a bit of, he gives us some, for some reason there's some Risen still alive, which is kind of random. A bit of a bug there. And we progress on, so we got to go to the last one. Yeah, again, stupid Risen still survived. There must be a little slight bug in there. They'll probably fix that. And there we go. We spoke to Winnet, and we're going to go speak to Traherne. bloody risen keeps crippling me. Look at that. There's another cripple. Oh, it's just, and he's stunning me. Bloody annoying guy. Okay, so here we go. We speak to Traherne, talking about the new pact, and basically I'm the commander. So there we go. We've got some rewards from this. Let's go and have a look at the rewards quickly. But there we go. That is the end of the level 60 personal story. And so now we've got to move on to the level 70 personal story. That's the next stage. So we get a few rewards and a few different options. So these are some of the rewards I've got. I did actually change them already. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a few selling. We're going to get the salvage kit and just salvage all these blue items and any under-leveled items as well. So there we go, guys. I hope this has been enjoyable, this personal story, the final step of the level 60 personal story. We are getting up to close. I haven't done this leveling challenge for a while. If you guys really want me to finish this off, I am happy to do so. Please let me know in the comment section below. Tell me if you actually enjoyed the Claw Island fight. I actually don't enjoy the Claw Island fight particularly at all. Maybe that's just because I've done it so many times. It'd be great to hear your thoughts on this. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next episode.